ॐ वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपात्तमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। We are seeing the introduction to the third chapter, where the Shankara Bhagavad-pada, the introduction, he presents the the teaching of the second chapter very briefly, and dismisses the idea of jnana karma samuchaya. So the Purva Pakshi being Vritikara, and his mata is, his vision, his idea is jnana karma samuchaya, samuchayavadi. So his view is strongly dismissed by Bhashyakara. In many places he dismisses this view of jnana karma samuchaya, but here it takes the mata of वृत्तिकार बोधायनाचार्यस्य मत ज्ञानकर्म समुच्चय मत that has been strongly dismissed. And he quoted in the process of the series of these argument, when the Purvapakshi stated that all the ashrama then have to adopt this combination of jnana karma samuchaya, because in all the shastra, Purana, Itihasa, they themselves are the pramana in all the shastra as the jnanangatvena mumukshoho. For the mumukshu, as part of the jnanam, this sarvakarma sannyasa, since it is being ordained, so therefore jnana karma samuchaya not possible. Iti, when Bhashyakara says, then for that Purvapakshi says, Siddhaha tarhi sarvashraminam jnana karma noga samuchayaha, because since Shastram itself ordains sannyasa as a separate ashrama, therefore it is established what jnana karma samuchaya is established. Iti, when the Purvapakshi argued, then for that Bhashyakara says, no, for the mumukshus, sarva karma sannyasa is prescribed by the Shastram. Very clearly, the Shastram says, the Upanishad, Smriti Grantha, they all very clearly say, karma is not required for a mumukshu iti, for a sannyasi. For mumukshu, otherwise sannyasi, for them, karma is not required. And there are quotes from the Shastram itself. So Bhashyakara quotes. Bhashyakara quotes from the Mahanarayana Upanishad, we saw. He quotes from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, and he quotes from Narada Parivrajaka Upanishad, he quotes from Kaivalya Upanishad, then he quotes from Mahabharata. So these are the quotes by quoting the Shruti and Smriti, because he stated Smriti, Shruti Smrityoho, in the Shruti and Smriti, Sarva Karma Sannyasa Vidhanat iti. So therefore he quotes. So we have seen the quotation of the Shruti. Now we are seeing the quotation from the Smriti. From Mahabharata, Bhashyakara quotes, Teja dharmam adharmam cha ube satyanrate teja iti. Ube satyanrate tektva yena tejasi tat teja. Then he quoted from Narada Parivrajaka Upanishad. With regard to that, we saw more shlokas, which Shankaranandiyam he quoted as an introduction to the third chapter. It's a beautiful Upanishad where you see who can take sannyasa. Sannyasa ordained for whom? If a person is a qualified person, he should take sannyasa. If not qualified, he should stay in Grihastha. Very strongly said. Both who do not follow, then they will incur dukkham iti. So here Bhashyakara records a shloka. Samsarameva nissaram drishtva saradidrikshaya parvrajanti akrutvahaha param vairagyam ashrutaha iti. Samsaram, having observed the samsara, the world, the entire world as nissaram, it is without substance, essenceless. Samsaram nissaram eva iti didrikshaya. drashtum ichaya, with the desire to see the truth, the desire to see the truth, that is by those people who wants to know the truth, they have to see that samsara is nissaram iti. Then pravrajanti, pravraja is sannyasa. Then param vairagyam ashutaha te pravrajanti. They who resort to param vairagyam sannyasa. So who resort to sannyasa, they pravrajanti. They take to the sannyasa lifestyle. They pravrajanti, they go about wandering, they giving up. Vairagyam ashutaha, having resorted to vairagya, the dispassion, they renounce and they wander. Akrit vogaha, akrita utvahaha, not entering into the grihastha not marrying. So they take to sannyasa iti. Iti Brihaspatihi. Up to this we saw. The next line we will read now. Karmana badyate jantuhu.
Karmana
badyate jantuhu.
Vidyaya acham vimuchyate.
Vidyaya
Cha vimuchyate.
Tasmat karmana kurvanti.
Tasmat karmana kurvanti.
Yatayaha paradarshinaha.
Yatayaha paradarshinaha.
Iti shukanuशासनम्.
Iti shukanuशासनम्.
Jantuhu jayate iti jantuhu. That which is born is a jantu, is a being, and they are born by karma. What karma? Janma is because of karma, prarabdha karma. So karmana badyate jantuhu. Kartrutvam is there, therefore they are bound. Samsara is kartrutvam. As long as this kartrutvam, I am the doer, I am the karta, I am the bhokta, is there. Kartrutvam, bhoktutvam asti chet. Then it is samsara eva, avidya eva samsara eva. So therefore bound by. Avidya is there, therefore ajnanam, therefore samsara. So what is the cause for this samsara? Avidya. Avidya is kartrutva buddhi. So therefore bound. Jantuhu, jivaha, praninaha, badyate. They are bound by karma. Karma is not just karma, the activities. It is kartrutva. Kartrutva buddhi, they bound the jivas. And vidyaya acha vimuchyate. The person becomes free from knowledge. So when knowledge happens, avidya goes away. Avidya is this kartrutvam. So they understand that aham akartha abhokta. Agam nitya shuddha buddha swabhava chaitanyam iti jnatva vidyaya vimuchyate. They become free. They become free from this samsara. Therefore, vidyacha vimuchyate. Therefore, yatayaha tasmat karmana kurvanti. Therefore, yatayaha iti sannyasinaha, who have resorted to sannyasa, who has taken up the last ashrama, sannyasa ashrama, they do not take up any karma. They do not do action. What action? The action which can bind them to samsara. So, therefore, they give up this prayers. They give up their activities for searching arthakama, dharmarthakama. They are the seekers of moksha. They are paradarshinaha. They are the paradarshinaha, the seers, darshinaha. Param or param drashtum shilam yasya paradarshinaha. They are the seers, or they have the vision of seeing the para, the other, para is other shore, other side of samsara. Other side of samsara means it is Bhagavan. Bhagavan is his saram. So Nisaram is this side. That side is saram is Bhagavan. So having understood that this it bonds, this karma bonds the person. This prayers, this karma, which are intended to gain arthakama, dharmarthakama bound a person. Therefore, they give up. They understand that will not give them fulfillment. Therefore, paradarshinaha. Therefore, they who have the vision of Paramatma, they do not do karma. Do not do karma means they do not take to the other ashrama, they resort to sannyasa ashrama. Iti Shukanu Shasanam in Mahabharate. So Shukanu Shasanam Vyasacharya teaches to his son Shuka. So karma binds a person. Therefore, they give up karma. Karma, when does it bind a person? When the karma is done with the buddhi of kartrutvam and bhuktrutvam, that binds a person. Nishkama karma doesn't bind a person. Karma as a sadhana, that is karma yoga, it is required. Karma has got the purpose. It gives chitta shuddhi. So karma, when it is done with the karma yoga buddhi, that becomes a means for freedom. Therefore, karma is useful. Karma gives chitta shuddhi. For whom? For a sadhaka. For a sadhaka, karma is useful. And for a jnani, jnani doesn't do karma. Even though you see him doing karma, that is only a semblance of karma, because there is no kartrutva buddhi in jnani. So because a jnani does karma, therefore a person may wrongly understand, may come to a wrong conclusion like this Vratikara, jnanam and karma are required for moksha. Jnani doesn't require karma because he is kritakrityaha. He has gained what has to be gained. So only for a sadhaka karma, and that too the karma really as a sadhanam for chitta shuddhi. For moksha it is not required. So therefore, the karma which a jnani does, it is not really for enjoying any karma phala. Either it is for loka sangraha or sayat pramanam kurute. His action becomes a pramana for the people to follow, to emulate. So therefore, because a jnani does karma, one should not wrongly come to conclusion that karma is required for moksha. For a sadhaka is a must. For a siddha, karma, they don't really do karma. Iti. So therefore, yatayaha paradarshinaha karmana kurvanti. Therefore, jnanis, they do not do karma. That meaning can be taken. Paradarshinaha is a Paradarshina means they have the vision, they see the Paramatma. So therefore, they don't really do karma. But you see doing karma. Really, they don't do karma. They are not, it's only a semblance, karma abhasa, not really karma. Because because of that only people like the Vritikara and others may wrongly understand karma is required. When jnani does karma for moksha, then for others also is required, but it is not. Jnani doesn't do karma really. Therefore, aptly Bhashyakara quotes this shloka. Yatayaha sannyasinaha and they are paradarshinaha tasmat. Therefore, karma na kurvanti. They do not do karma iti. Then Bhashyakara quotes from the Bhagavad Gita itself. ihapi cha
Cha
ihapi cha
sarvakarmani manasa sanyasya ityadi.
sarvakarmani manasa sanyasya ityadi.
This shloka from the 5th chapter. Sarvakarmani manasa sanyasyasya sakampashi sanyasyasya sanyasya iti. Sanyasya sarvakarma karmani manasa sanyasya. Only that part of the shloka he quotes. Sarvakarmani manasa sanyasya. All the karma he gives up. All the karma through manasa. Manasa is jnanena. Manasa is jnanena vivekena. So vivekena jnanena sarvakarmani sanyasya. Jnanena akartratva buddhya. They give up all the action. Therefore, action drops from the person. Ityadi. Then the next line, mokshasya cha
Mokshasya
akaryatvad
akaryatvat
mumukshoho karma anarthakyam.
Mumukshuho
karma
karmanarthakayam.
anarthakyam.
So, mokshasya cha akaryatvad. Important idea. We have seen this in other Upanishad, Mundaka Upanishad. Moksha, is it a karma palam or jnana palam? Moksha, if it is jnana plus karma jnana palam. So it is because of the combination of karma and jnana. Combination of these two palam. Then it is samuchaya. Samuchayavadi also, they accept jnanam is required, but along with karma. Therefore, moksha can never be the result of karma alone, because they themselves accept jnanam is required. So jnanam plus karma. Moksha, therefore, it cannot be the result of karma alone, even according to them. We don't accept karma is required moksha, that is a different thing. But moksha cannot be the result of karma alone. It cannot be karma palam. Karma palam. The result of karma. Karya. What is karma? Karma is action. Any karma will produce 4 types of results. Karma is an action. If you analyze the nature of karma, a karma can produce 4 types of action. For 4 types of result, karma can produce 4 types of results. Utpatti, utpadyam, utpattihi, praptihi, samskaraha, vikaraha. So utpattihi is production. Karma produces something new. Aptihi, karma makes you reach a destination. Aptihi, samskaraha, karma does the purification. That samskara karmas are there. Many samskara karmas. Then vikara, modification. So these are the 4 possible karma palam. Aptihi, utpattihi, samskaraha, vikaraha. So chaturvida karma palam. So this is the karyam. Karma palam is the karyam. Karyam means the result, the product. So this chaturvida karma palam is the karyam of a karma. So therefore karma, what can it do? It can modify, or it can purify, or it can make you reach some destination, or to produce something. These are the 4 possible results of a karma. Chaturvida karma palam. Utpadyam, apyam, samskaryam, vikaryam iti chaturvida karma palani karyani. Now, moksha, is it a karya? If it is a karya, then it can be the result of the karma, one of the karma palam. Moksha can be one of the karma palam. Now, if you accept moksha as a karya, then what is the problem? That which is a karya, it means that which is produced. Production means production, or that which is reached, or that which is modified, or which is refined. Any karya, any karma palam if you take. If moksha is also like that, it is produced in time, it is modified at a particular time, or it is attained at a time, or it is purified in terms of time, at a time and place. So it is a karya. If it is a karya, then it is anitya. Then it will be anitya. If moksha is a product, being a product, not there before, therefore it is produced, it has come in time, therefore it will be available for a particular period of time, and after that it will disappear. Therefore moksha will become anitya. Moksha is anitya means Atma is anitya. Paramatma is anitya. So therefore it becomes parichinna. So therefore, if moksha is produced, moksha, if it is produced, then it is subject to this time and space limitation. Deshakala parichinnam bhavati. Therefore, it cannot be a product. It is not produced. If it is in the sense of, this samskara, purification, that which is purified will become impure later. So what is purification? This ajnana nivritti is purification. This removal of ignorance, that is purification. Now that is produced, if you say, then the ignorance again can come because it is produced. Karyatvat. Atma cannot become impure by ajnana. That we have to understand very clearly. Atma cannot become impure by ajnana. Atma is always as it is. It is nitya, shuddha, mukta, swabhavaha. That cannot become impure. So, if impurity is removed by this karma, in Vyavahara we say, we have pramana. If you clean your house, it is not that it will become unclean again. It is, again, it will become dusty. So, if moksha is also a karya which is produced by purification, by removal of this, it has become impure by ignorance, therefore you have removed the ignorance. It means ignorance again it will come. So therefore that cannot be also. If moksha, if you take it as a vikara, that is the jiva who was baddhaha, now because of moksha, jnanam, it becomes muktaha. If a baddha jiva can become mukta jiva, then mukta jiva can also become baddha jiva. That is also possible. If a bound person becomes free, then the person who has become free can become bound again. Therefore, really, if the person is really bound, then moksha is not possible. If the person is not really bound, then where is moksha? He is already free. Then what is the moksha we are talking about? He doesn't know that he is free. That is the ajnana. That is why jnanam, that is why the shastra, the teaching. So therefore, since karma pala can produce any of these, karma can produce any of this karma palam, therefore Karma phalam is this karya, the result of the product. Therefore, moksha is not a karya. Moksha is not a product. Therefore, mokshasya cha akaryatvat hetu. Akaryatvat mokshasya. Therefore, mumukshoho karma anarthakyam. Because the moksha is not a product of karma, akaryatvat. Moksha being not a karya, the product of karma. Therefore, ordaining karma for a mumukshu is anarthakyam. It is meaningless. Since moksha is not one of the karma phalam, akaryatvat, chaturvida karma phala vilakshanatvat, therefore, ordaining karma for a mumukshu, it is anarthakyam, it is purposeless, it is useless, it is irrelevant. It doesn't need karma. Karma anarthakyam bhavati. Kasya mumukshunam karma anarthakyam bhavati. Karma becomes useless for a mumukshu. So, therefore, Bhashyakara here presents the anarthakyam of karma for a mumukshu through Vyatireka. Then the Purvapakshi doesn't stop. He further argues, he further continues. He says, he gives his akshepa. Nityani pratyavaya pariharartham.
Nityani pratyavaya
परिहार्थम्
Anushtheyani iti chet.
अनुष्ठेयानि चेत्
So regarding pratyavaya, we need to understand some background knowledge is required. Then we can see this. What is pratyavaya? Pratyavaya is a papam. It is a papam. We know a person will incur papam only when he does some karma, the action. A karma gives papam if it is not keeping with the shastram, if it is against dharma, against one's dharma, or if it is a karma involving himsa, etc. So a karma will give papam. Similarly, karma will give punyam also. Karma give punyam also if the karma is done in keeping with the injunction of the shastra, or the karma, it involves paropakara karma, helping others, reaching out action, like ishtapurta karma, etc. will give punyam. So papam and punyam, for which only the shruti is the pramana. So therefore, karma gives the karma phalam in the form of papa and punya. And there are many karma which a Vaidika must do. Nitya karma, nitya naimittika karma you must do, and must avoid this pratishiddha karma. And if it's a mumukshu, you must also give up pratisheda and prayaschitta karma, and he keeps doing only nitya karma, nitya naimittika karma. Now, mumukshu means the person who wants moksha and he does karma yoga. He preparing himself for jnanam. Therefore, as part of karma yoga, he does nitya naimittika karma. So now this karma, so whether as a karma yogi or as a Vaidika, this karma is done. Nitya naimittika karma is done. If you take the example, as a grihastha, a person does the karma, agnihotra karma. The Shruti says, Yavad jivam agnihotram juguyat. Shruti prescribes nitya karma, certain mandatory, certain daily. Not certain karma to be done daily, certain karmas are mandatory. Nitya karma is mandatory, should be done compulsory. Nitya means that should be done compulsory. that one cannot avoid, one must do. This is, now we are talking about karma in general. For the ashrama, for the varna and ashrama, the karma which is prescribed by the Shruti, taking the example of Grihastha where the Agnihotra karma as a primary karma, important karma, it is ordained for the Grihasthas. It is Nitya karma. It is to be done till when? Till Maranam. Till Maranam, this Agnihotra karma to be done. This is Nitya karma. Now, this Nitya karma is karma according to us. According to us, this Nitya karma will produce punyam. Will produce punyam. Will produce, for a mumukshu, it will produce chitta shuddhi. If the person is a mumukshu, he wants to know, he wants to gain jnanam, but still is in Grihastha, therefore he does this Nitya karma without violating the Shastra. He does karma for what? For chitta shuddhi. For chitta shuddhi. Or if the person does karma, is not interested in moksha, but still the karma will produce palam in the form of punya. So these are the palam. Punya palam. Punya palam is adrishtam and chitta shuddhi, etc. All these are the palam which the nitya karma, nitya naimittika karma, they produce. This is according to the Vedantics. Our view is this: karma being karma, therefore it produces karma palam. Every karma, every action will have its result. This is a law, universal law. But the Mimamsaka and the Purva Pakshi here, they don't accept karma producing punyam, nitya karma producing punyam. Karma producing palam, that they accept. Otherwise, why karma is there? But nitya karma doesn't produce punyam. Nitya karma, performance of nitya karma doesn't produce any punyam, no punya pala. If it doesn't produce any punya pala, does it produce papam? Yes. If one doesn't do nitya karma, if one omits nitya karma, it produces papam. Doing nitya karma doesn't produce punyam. Avoiding nitya karma, not doing nitya karma produces papam. And that papam is called pratyavaya papam. And the papam is called pratyavaya. Pratyavaya papam, pratyavaya dosha. This is something which is advocated by this Mimamsaka and this karma, this Vrittikara. Following nitya karma, performing nitya karma will not produce any new punyam, but avoiding will produce papam, pratyavaya papam. Therefore, a Grihastha must do this karma to avoid pratyavaya papam. Also, the mumukshu also must continue to perform the karma. Why? Because if you don't do, you will incur pratyavaya papam. What happens because of this pratyavaya papam? This pratyavaya papam can come in the form of pratibandha to gain jnanam and therefore moksha. It can become a pratibandha, an obstacle. So, therefore, to avoid this pratyavaya papam, the mumukshu must do this karma. There should not be the omission of nitya karma. Therefore, he must do Sandhyavandanadi karma, Agnihotradi karma, he must do. Otherwise, this will become an obstacle. It will produce unfavorable result, and that becomes an obstacle for gaining jnanam and therefore moksha. This is the result. This is the view of this Vartikara. It brings in the idea of this Pratyavaya Papam. Now, Nitya Karma to be done, not doing Nitya Karma produces Papam, he says. But this karma also is different for different ashrama. For Brahmachari, Sandhya Vandanadi karma, I cannot do Agnihotra karma. For doing Agnihotra karma, a person has to be a Grihastha. And if he wants moksha, you should continue to perform Agnihotra karma. And karma doesn't produce moksha. That already we established. Agnihotra karma doesn't produce moksha. But to avoid the pratibandha which comes because of pratyavaya papam, that he must continue to do Agnihotra karma. Therefore, yavad jivam Agnihotram juguyat, it is anushtheya karma, it must be performed. Not for moksha, but to avoid pratyavaya pariharartam anushteyani, this Agnihotradi karmani iti chet. This karma not for producing moksha, but to avoid this pratyavaya papam. Because the pratyavaya papam, that becomes an obstacle for gaining jnanam and therefore moksha. So therefore, one must do nitya karma anushteyani. So this is the view. So what is pratyavaya, we know. So if the karma doesn't produce moksha, that he accepts. Now he has come down, but still karma to be done. Why? If you don't do nitya karma, this mandatory karma, the activities, that will create papam, pratyavaya papam, special papam. That papam which is born of this omission of this mandatory, obligatory actions. The word pratyavaya means contrary. It is only dhatu, in gatau. In gatau with the upasarga prati ava. With the krut pratyaya, ach pratyaya, you get the word pratyavaya. If you don't do what is to be done, you will get opposite results. So therefore, even if karma is not the means for moksha, but you have to do the karma to avoid pratyavaya papam. So to avoid pratyavaya papam, therefore you must do nityani karmani anushteyani kimartam pratyavaya pariharartam iti chet. If this is so, then what is your answer? For which the Bhashyakara says, he gives a samadhana, replies. Na asanyasi vishayatvat pratyavaya praptehe.
Sannyasi
Asanyasi vishayatvat pratyavaya praptehe.
So here, when you say a karma is nitya karma, the karma also differs from ashrama to ashrama. I said, Brahmachari must do Sandhya Vandanadi karma, and Grihastha, he must do Agnihotradi karma. Therefore, the karmas are different. Now, we'll come to this discussion of Bhashyakara later. For Sandhya Vandanam, what is required? Sandhya Vandanam involves Gayatri Mantra Japa. So, not that anybody can do Gayatri Mantra Japa. The person who is initiated can do Gayatri Mantra Japa, Sandhya Vandanadi karma, he can do. Till the person is invested with this Upanayanam, he cannot do Gayatri Mantra Japa. Therefore, that by Gayatri Mantra Japa or even the study of Veda. To study the Veda, first the Brahmachari must be invested with this Upanayanam. He must have Upanayanam. He must have undergone Upanayana ceremony. Then he is fit for doing Gayatri Japa or the Veda Patana. He becomes a adhikari. He becomes a qualified person. Before that, he was anadhikari. Now, after initiation, he becomes an adhikari. Similarly, If the brahmachari is married, now he becomes a grihastha. Now he becomes an adhikari for doing Agnihotradi karma. A brahmachari doesn't have the adhikaritvam to do Agni karma because Agni karma involves patni. Without patni, he cannot do karma. When patni is there, he is not a brahmachari, he is a grihastha. Patni yor yajna sanyoge, Panini Maharishi Sutra. The word patni is one who is part of the yajna. So yajna is there, patni is required. So therefore Agnihotra karma is, it's a homa, is a yajna, being a yajna, therefore it is for the grihastha. He is adhikari. Brahmachari not the adhikari. So there are adhikari veda. So nitya karma, when we say, that depends on the adhikari. It depends on the adhikari. It is not that all karmas are prescribed for all the people. Adhikara vedam anustritya karmani anušteyani yatha brahmacharina sandhyavandana karma anušteyam. Similarly, grihastha ashramina agnihotradi karma agnihotradi karma anušteyam. Agnihotradi karmani anušteyani. So adhikari veda is there. Similarly, for sannyasa also, if a sannyasi also has given up everything for them, what adhikaritvam he has to do karma? He has given up his upanayana. And if the person has taken to sannyasa from brahmacharya ashrama directly, he doesn't have wife also. Or if he has taken to sannyasa from grihastha ashrama, then wife also is given up. Agni karma is given up. So no Agni karma. That is why it's called niragnihi. It's not supposed to cook also. No Agni. Agni is not only for doing yajna, is supposed to live on bhiksha. So no Agni. So he doesn't, is not an adhikari. He is not an adhikari for doing that karma. Agni karma. Sandhyavandana karma, this Agni karma. Brahmachari is adhikari for Sandhyavandana. For Agnihotra karma, grihastha is the adhikari. Then for sannyasi, for which karma is adhikari, he has given up all the karma. That is why sarva karma sannyasa. Therefore, when you say pratyavaya papam, papam will come. To whom it will come, you have to ask. To whom it will come, papam? The person for whom the karma is ordained, if he doesn't do if doesn't do, he will get papam. If a brahmachari doesn't do sandhyavandana karma, he will get papam. That is acceptable. If a grihastha doesn't do agnihotradi karma, he will get papam, is acceptable. Here, the one who has given up Agni karmas, how can he incur papam? Therefore, he doesn't come under the scope of the pratyavaya at all. There is no omission of karma, and therefore the pratyavaya papam, it is not possible. So, to say that being a sannyasi is a mumukshu, is a sannyasi, he will get papam is not proper. It is not correct. So, therefore, sannyasi is this vishaya. This is asannyasi vishayatvat pratyavaya praptehe. First, here, what pratyavaya papam we understand. And this pratyavaya papam will come to whom? Only for the adhikari purusha. Adhikari who is qualified to do karma, and if there is omission of karma, then he will get pratyavaya papam. This argument is taking into consideration as though the pratyavaya papam is there. Really, we don't accept even that pratyavaya papam. That is the next discussion, will come later. Here, for the sake of this argument with the Purva Pakshi, because he holds on to pratyavaya papam. So, for the sake of argument, we as though we accept pratyavaya papam and dismiss this pratyavaya papam is not there for sannyasi. Pratyavaya papam itself we don't accept. Accepting the pratyavaya papam as though it is there and arguing, that argument is called abhyupagama vada. The vada is accepting the views of the opponent as though it is true and dismissing his view, and finally we say that concept itself is not there. Pratyavaya papam itself is not there. Akarane pratyavaya papam. Pratyavaya is akarane pratyavaya papam. Not doing will incur papam. If not doing, you incur papam means that becomes a big problem. That creates a lot of confusion. And how are you going to account for the karma which has given to this janma and all? Not doing cannot incur any papam or punyam. Only doing only brings you papa punyam. Not doing doesn't bring any papa punyam. So anyway, that is the final thing. Finally, Bhashyakara will present and dismiss even the idea akarane pratyavayam later. Now, for the sake of this argument, as though he accepts pratyavaya papam and dismisses that for sannyasi, because he is not adhikari first of all for doing karma. Therefore, how can he incur pratyavaya papam, and therefore how can there be an obstacle for not doing karma? So that is being dismissed by the Bhashyakara, saying that sannyasi vishayatva pratyavaya praptehe asannyasi vishayatva. It is this pratyavaya papa, it is asannyasi vishaya. Incurring pratyavaya is applicable all related to only to non-sannyasis, not for the sannyasi. So this answer is only Abhyupagamavada answer. This pratyavaya prapti is only for asannyasi. Asannyasi is brahmachari, grasta, vanaprastha. For them only. This pratyavaya papam is not for the sannyasi. So sannyasa doesn't come under the scope of this pratyavaya papam iti. And Bhashyakara is going to elaborate on this. But we will see that in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidham Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
धन्यवाद गुरुजी.
धन्यवाद जी.
धन्यवाद जी. धन्यवाद जी.
धन्यवाद.